Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, my name is Celia from Norway. How would life be different if we were able to go past our programming, our stories, limitations, and identity? How would it be like if we all lived in the vertical? How would life as human be different? What would the world look like?
First of all, humans wouldn't exist. The society wouldn't exist because it's important to understand that horizontal manifestation is the result of resistance. So, how things come into being is if we start with oneness, and we start with what you are as soul, complete essence, but understanding that that has not fully been realized. You're still in resistance to what you are because you've not reached a full understanding and realization of what that is. Whenever we resist something, that's what we vibrate. And that vibration will immediately then be turned into horizontal reality. So if you can think of the enormous complexity of different types of resistance and variations and combinations, we end up with all these different universes and levels and places and life forms and expressions. So everything in existence is the result of resistance. So when you have, as a model, the vibration of oneness, and when that hits resistance, that resistance will start to vibrate. So it's the resistance that vibrates, not oneness. So that resistance will then vibrate based on what it is. And that will in turn become matter. And the point of matter, and I mean like everything, we have like space-time, we have matter, we like everything that is manifested existence. They represent different forms of resistance and different ways of that to come together so we can experience and live through it in order to dissolve it. So, in our own process, whenever we encounter a type of karma that has not yet been activated, when that is activated, it starts to vibrate, and then that becomes manifestation. This is also what happens in life. When things happen, when things manifest outside of you, it is because a certain information in you has been activated as vibration, and then immediately, when you are not able to realize what it is and move out of your resistance, it will manifest. So it manifests in you, outside of you. It determines all your interactions. And when we interact with our karmic manifestations, that's how we learn. Because the manifestations and the interactions reflects the exact mathematical distance between your level of realization at this moment and what the potential is in that particular manifestation. So when you interact and you learn, gradually that will be internalized and you will kind of tune yourself. It's like a string in you being out of tune, and by interacting with that, that acts not only as a tuning fork, but the process of tuning you. So through that experience, you will be transformed. Something will happen to you, in you, that will change the way you think, feel. It would change your maps. It will change your plans. All of that is part of actively tuning your string. And when you are in tune, that manifestation is no longer relevant to you. So in your world, it dissolves. It doesn't mean that, let's say, if a building represents something to you karmically and you interact with it and you've learned what you need to learn, it doesn't mean that that building will disappear. It's simply that it's no longer part of you and you will no longer be triggered by it. You will no longer be attracted to it. It's there, but it's not there. Same with people. I'm sure you've had plenty of people in your life that are no longer there. And you don't even think about them because they no longer serve the purpose of activating certain types of karma because you have learned what you need to learn. You worked out the resistance that you had, or at least enough of it, so the rest of it can be mirrored through someone else. And this is what the manifested reality is about. It's for you to explore your karma and encounter it and be creative. And it starts with the triggering and reaction. But when you work on yourself spiritually, it ends up with being creative and inventive. You try to go beyond your resistance and learn and see the potentials. And then you become more free. And what you can also experience in one lifetime is that you've done your homework. So a lot of the structural karma, being the foundation of this lifetime, can be worked out. So we have more spare time to study and have fun and do other things. Because when we go into a lifetime, there are certain types of karma we have to deal with. It's part of why we chose the lifetime. There's certain things we need to study. That can sometimes take up the whole lifetime, or sometimes we can work on it in such a way that we set ourselves free. And many people on a spiritual path, they do discover that, oh, okay, I get more wiggle room here. You know, I can make different choices. I can express myself differently, because you can feel that it's less tight. It's less rigid. And you can explore more and do other things, and you simply lose more of that framework because you don't need it. And that in itself is a manifestation that is kind of proving that you are accelerating your spiritual growth. It's that state of less homework and more spare time. And after a while, when we really go into the spiritual work, we can get to a level in our own lives where we can feel that, oh, my life is not kind of just a journey in karma. It's a journey in expression and freedom and love and fun. And we're less limited, less kind of bound and attached to things, including people. So that is what happens. When we expand spiritually, we behave less from patterns, less from survival, and thereby less conflict, less hierarchy, less power, less all of that, to a state of freedom and generosity and fun and joy. And more of our flow comes through because we realize that, oh, this is my path. This is something I've actually chosen, not as a punishment, but as an opportunity. And we choose every moment. We actively know, I choose this. I choose the potential. I choose to be part of this. So we become better at co-creating, sharing, lifting others. And it's not a black and white thing. This is a very gradual process for most individuals. Often we start, with suffering and blaming the world, blaming ourselves and all of that, and then we gradually move into a happier state of sharing, love, upliftment. And I don't mean that from like hallelujah thing. I mean, it becomes natural. We enjoy connecting with others. We enjoy being part of life. And we see and experience beyond ourselves and our own interest. Just like most people when they're out in nature, for instance, and they have this experience of connectedness and being part of something greater than themselves, that becomes natural. So expansion is not just mystical, it has an effect on you as a person. And it simply means that you become a better version of yourself. And your life becomes better. You become happier. You become more fulfilled. And you become someone who impacts the world around you in a way that promotes growth and healing and love in others. So, in a world where people are a little bit more awake, that's what we will see. The human culture is aiming for that because humans are on the move. But it will still take a long time before we have a society where generosity and individuals actively wanting to lift each other and enjoying each other's differences and uniqueness instead of seeing it as a problem, where that becomes the focus. Humans will get there because all intelligent life forms will get there eventually. But for now, it's an individual process. And again, it's up to you. There is nothing stopping you from appreciating everybody's path, everybody's uniqueness and their expression, their freedom, to walk their path the way they want, and for you to nurture that and support that and go beyond yourself. So, if you want to see what the world is like in a higher state of consciousness, be in a higher state of consciousness. Live from the heart. Be loving, be generous, be uplifting. And that's how you will see the world in a different light. It doesn't have to happen in the world. It only has to happen in you.